Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 3, Episode 182. It is, I don't know what day it is. It's Friday today. And it is a hot day. Very hot outside. It's before 7 a.m. 68 degrees outside. And I'm traveling to my first casino. Left early today. Today's going to be another long one as far as meetings. I think by the end of next week will be the end of all the extra meetings that I have, and I'll be able to get back to a more normal schedule. Unfortunately, I think they want me to start presenting today, and I really haven't had a chance to even look over all the material yet. I'll probably have to do that while I'm driving and be a subject matter expert by the time I get somewhere. So right now I am driving to my first casino. I should be there. I've been going for a while here, probably another 2.5 hours or so, and we'll see how things go today. Yesterday, what can I say, slow and steady. Didn't have a lot of opportunity to play. Probably had between 2 and 3 hours less time to play yesterday than normal, but I got up off my butt and went somewhere and did something and made money. And that's the first step, is to actually be there so you can make money. So if you're near a casino, what's your excuse? Anyway, looks like it's going to be a really nice day today. Looks like mostly clear skies outside, but it's going to be a scorcher. So I'm going to let you go right now. I'm going to continue on to my first casino. After I leave that first casino, I'm going to have 2 hours of meetings back to back to back, and then I'll have a short break, and then then we'll have kind of a longer break, but we'll have a chance to play some blackjack after that. So letting you go right now, and I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back. Oh man, how things change. It's been about 2.5 hours since I talked to you. Still driving. And it is raining like crazy right now. If I look behind me, I see clear skies, and looks like I just crossed over into all the bad weather. In front of me is very dark, and now highway speeds are dropping dramatically. Normally very high speeds through here, and now I'm going 40 and slowing down more and more. So hopefully this isn't too bad up ahead here, because I left early because of the meetings, and I wanted to be able to get some casino time in. Now I really don't need any bad weather right now, so up until now I haven't had the maps on. I'll turn them on right now and see what's going on ahead, and hopefully it doesn't delay me too much. So letting you go for now. I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back. That was unfortunate. Alright, how you doing? Sure. Thanks. Alright, so I'm going in there. I find very little. I'm a little later than some people that come here, but I do find a play that through. I'm ahead like $30-something on that one. I move on. I'm looking at other stuff. Sorry, I'm getting myself ready for my meeting in 2 minutes, but so I find another play. It's a big play, one that I don't find very often, and it's a very high EV play. So I'm expecting to make a lot of money. It's $5 a spin. It's a very good play, hard to find, and but the thing I'm worried about is I'm running out of time because I have my meeting, and I'm worried that I'm going to get a W-2 and I'm not going to make my meeting. So I decided to go ahead and play it out anyway, and I've got my story ready in case I'm late. And so I start playing, and it's sucking down hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. And eventually it hits, and it just pays miserably. I end up down for the day after that play. I end up down $112 for the session after that play. So it's very unfortunate. I hated that, but I don't know. I mean, I did the right thing, and I didn't care about timing. I had my excuse ready to go for work, but you know, what could I do? So you heard the meeting start here a second ago with that ding. So I'm going to get on this meeting, and I'll be back to update you in a little while. Minus 112 or minus 118. Okay, guys, I am back. So, still driving to my second spot. It's been a little over an hour, and finished up this meeting. I have another meeting starting soon. Yeah, I was very disappointed there with that first spot, and I really thought that I was going to be getting a W-2 because that payout should have been so big, and it just wasn't, and it happens sometimes, and it's just very unfortunate. But I did actually have a bonus at that last spot. I was walking around looking at things, and I see something on the floor, and it's this white circle, and I walk up on it, and it's a pin. It's like, you know, a pin you put on your shirt, and it says, "Easy, dude, I'm kind of stoned." So I picked that up and took that with me. I thought that was pretty hilarious. But yeah, right now, continuing on to the next place. The temperature shot up into the 80s and now back down to the low 70s. And it's just been a crazy weather day. The ground is still wet in this area too, but at least the storm has stopped. And I have a security meeting starting shortly, so I get myself ready for that. And I'll be taking the majority of that from a parking lot, unfortunately, but that's the way it has to be. So that's what's going on right now, and I'll be back to update you. Well, guys, I guess I've got a problem here. So one of these casinos I've been to for 3.5 years just asked me for ID at the door, and there's no way that it's an age check, especially since I've been coming here for 3.5 years. So here we go. I guess this might be limiting my time in the area. So I don't know what the deal is, but they told me, the guy at the door said, "I need to see your ID." I said, "Why?" And he said, "I don't know. They told me to check your ID when you came in." And I said, "Well, I don't want to do that." And he said, "Okay." So I started walking out, and I said, "Are you serious?" He's like, "Yeah." I said, "What'd they do? Show you a picture of me?" "No, they just told me to check your ID when you come in." I said, "All right, well, I guess I'm leaving." And he was perfectly okay with that. So, well, it must be some kind of, I don't know what it is. I've never had I've had a couple issues, but I don't want to say I've never had an issue. I've had a couple issues with getting close to CTR, and both times they apologized because they thought I was over. I wouldn't give ID, and then the next time I came in, they apologized, and they let me play. But now I'm worried that this is an issue here. So I will try again on a different shift and see if they give me an issue, and find out. I don't know. Do I find out what's going on? Do I ask? Or do I just start coming in on a different shift? And I never thought about it, but what are the hours for security? What is their shift? So, I don't know. So, why would I ever give them my ID? Why? What good could it possibly do? If it's to check my age, then it's just a bunch of crap. So it's got to be because they suspect something, and if they suspect something, then they're going to ban me. So I guess I'll self-ban myself and not go there. So for now, I am going to leave it alone, maybe try on a different shift and see what happens. But odds are probably burn that place now. So, which is unfortunate. That was in my top 3. So trying to think that nothing happened last time I was here. Last time I was here, I had a small win, went to the cashier, no issue. Didn't play any slots, I don't think. So I didn't have a big cash out. I didn't hold back any chips. So I don't know what the deal is here. So maybe they're just sick of me coming in and taking a little bit of money every day. Now we're going to see at the next place if there's an issue. Then this whole area is burned, and I'm going to be pretty upset, because then my ability to make money would have just dropped by a major amount. So we'll see. I'll update you, let you know what happens. Alright guys, I'm back. I am physically and mentally exhausted. That's what I have to say there. I played blackjack in here for 2.5 hours, and actually had a real good start. I was ahead. Actually, first shoe was kind of bad. Second shoe, I was ahead about $600. And then from there, things went south. I ended up rebuying. I was in for a total of $3,500. Came back, was ahead $400. Ended up rebuying more. And then I got the huge counts. And I put $1,000 bets and even one $1,500 bet out there. I lost 5 in a row, and I was down to crumbs. Kept on playing, built it back up again. I was in for a total of 8,000, built it back up to 6,200, and then ended up losing it all. And I was just exhausted, and it was the end of the shoe. I didn't even want to rebuy. I knew I could rebuy, but I just couldn't do it anymore. So I ended up walking away from that table minus 8,000, spreading from one hand at 100 up to one hand at 1,500. I only played 2 hands one time. It was 2 hands at 500. I would have had a blackjack if I kept it at one hand. I ended up with 2 12s and got 2 kings on them. It was king 2 against a face card, and got a king on both of them. Got a 22 on both. No, I had, yeah, that was that one. There was a different hand actually, so I did it twice. The other hand, I would have had a blackjack on my hand, and just overall, everything I did just didn't work out. Worked my butt off, did everything right, kept calm, didn't overbet. Oh boy. I don't know. Only thing I know how to do at this point is keep practicing and keep going. I don't know. I don't. Now, I did end up playing slots after that, which, you know, what am I going to get back if I'm playing slots? But I did. I only bought in for a total of $45, and I ended up cashing out ahead. Woohoo! $425 on slots. And then I don't want to leave this place, but I don't want to go to blackjack right now because I'm just feeling the pain right now. So I went to the poker area, and I asked if there was an open table. There was a 3-3 pot limit Omaha table open, and it actually was a pretty easy table. Everyone's stacks were pretty low. There was maybe 2 people with 400 or 500, one person with about 1,200, and everybody else had very little. And I ended up playing there for about 45 minutes, had some decent variance, and I ended up leaving the 3-3 PLO table ahead $538. So got a little bit of the money back. Right now, I'm just feeling lousy, honestly. Feeling lousy, like I can't do anything right. Like everything I'm trying is just it's getting punched down over and over and over. And it seemed like every shoe, but it's at least most shoes, I was losing like 16, 15 out of the first 20 hands. It was like so hard to believe, so hard to palate, you know? How can you take that over and over? It's like, it was just very painful. And I don't know what to say, man. I mean, I'm trying to think back. And I had a dealer, and I got a picture of this, and I'll probably post it in a few months, but I got a dealer that had no clue what the heck she was doing. Twice she took money of a hand that was either a winning hand or a push, and there was one hand. Let me see if I can bring it up here. Look at it if I don't hit this car. Pull over here for a second. So here's the hand. It's kind of shaky because that's too bad. I didn't get a good picture because I was trying to hide the fact that I was taking pictures. But the guy next to me had a 16 against a, looks like a 7. And I had an 11, looks like for 200. And he hits the 16. And I put out my double down money. And she gives me his card, which happens to be a 5. So now what do? Oh, we don't back up cards. I think you're going to back this up. This is a little ridiculous. End of the shoe. And so the pit boss comes over. We talk to him for a while. And the guy next to me is like, no, this is not acceptable. We're doing this. He had a $400 hand out there. He would have had a 21. Pit boss left for about 10 minutes, came back. I feel bad I didn't take a better picture, but came back and ended up giving him the card back. So he ended up with a 21. And then my 11 double down gave me a 21, and we both ended up winning the hand. The dealer had an ace underneath. And if they hadn't done that, both of us would have had a 16, and the dealer would have had an ace 7 and would have won. So thankfully that worked out. But right now, I'm just going to sit here for a minute, take a breath, and I'll be back. All right. When the day gives you spit, you make spit soup, I guess. We're trying, man. We're still trying. I'm not giving up. I'm working hard. I go to the next place, and I buy in, empty table, $500, and the table, like I said, nobody there, end of the shoe, and the dealer asks me, because he knows I always like an empty shoe, and he asked me, a new shoe, he asked me if I want a new one. I said yes, and he didn't even ask, he just gave it to me. Buy in for $500, lose 10 $50 hands in a row, buy in for 500 more, hanging in there, get a couple big hands, split and a double. It was split 8s to 3 and double one of them for 200. Lost them all. That was beautiful. He had an ace underneath his 8, and just got pummeled. And I was in for 25. Oh, actually, no, I made more. I was in for 2,500, and then I rebought for 500 more. And at that point, it was like a running 6, but I was like so upset how bad things were going. And I ended up grinding my way back. It took a long time, over an hour, but I grinded my way back, and I ended up ahead. And I ended up leaving ahead 650. The low for the session was minus 3250. The high for the session was plus 650, and I left on the high note. And other than that one time, when I was up 650 there at the end, the highest I was plus 100 the whole time. And it was just the grind continues. I need an exorcism or something. There's actually a church on the way home, a really nice church. It's actually a historical site. I may stop by there on the way home. I don't know. I really might. And then I played some slots, and I had like $10, and then I played this one at $3 a spin and got murdered on that, lost a couple hundred on that. Played one other one and ended up leaving ahead 25 on the slots. So plus 650 on the blackjack, plus 25 on the slots. And this other casino's been on my mind all day, wondering what the heck's going on. So I'm going to go back there. I'm hoping it's a different shift. I'm hoping it's a different guy. it's not a different guy, then I guess I'm stuck. But I know they rotate every 15 minutes. Odds are, even if he's still there, with the rotation, that I'm not going to have to worry. So, and I'm worried, the other thing I'm worried about is maybe they're looking for someone, or maybe they're concerned that the card I use to get into the parking garage is not mine, because I use the same one every time. So we'll find out all this stuff. I'm going to find out real quick here. Oh, I don't know, sorry. My car is trying to talk to me.
Is that correct?
Anyway. So we're going to find out real quick. I don't know which way it's going to go. I kind of, was set at ease a little bit when I went to another casino and I said that I had gotten asked for my ID at their door, which I wasn't, just to see what they would say. And they said, well, I would say at your age that it's probably not anything bad. They're probably looking for someone, and so they want to check out the name and see if it's you or not. So I'm hoping that's what's going on. Nobody came up to me. No one backed me off. Nobody talked to me at all. I just said, no, I'm not going to. And I said, I'm leaving. And he said, okay. And I left. So hopefully it has nothing to do with me specifically. And whoever they're looking for, I think, hopefully they're just trying to keep somebody out. And I'm worried about nothing because I'm ready to put the smack down on these people here. I am late. I just called my wife and told her I'm going to be later, and I'm going to go in, see if I'm in and out in 2 minutes. I'll be back. All right, guys, I'm back. So, question: did they say anything at the door? They did not. I walked right in, no issues, no problems, no questions. I walked around the floor, no one came up to me. I played a slot machine, nobody came up to me. I played blackjack, and no one said a word to me. And I won, and nobody said a word to me. So I think it's possible that they were looking for someone this morning, and that's what happened. So I actually bought in at a $50 table, bought in for $500, and started playing, and started getting the punishment. Was down $1,500 within the first shoe. Moved on to the next shoe. Actually, I was down like $1,300 first shoe. Moved on to the second shoe. Second shoe started seeing decent counts right off, and so I started increasing my bets. I was spreading from one hand at 50 to two hands at 300, and I ended my last hand was. What was my last hand? Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so my last hand was a true 6. True 6. And so I had my max bet out there, which was 2 by $300. And my first hand, I got a I got a 20 on the first hand. And on the second hand, I got a pair of 2s. Okay, dealer has a 2. So a pair of 2s against a 2. What do you do there? You split. So I split, and then when I split, I got a I got a 9. So I doubled down. These are $300 hands, so I doubled down the 9 and got another 9. No, I got a 10. Wait a minute. No, I had a 9 for a total of 11. I doubled down. I got a 9 for a total of 20. So now I've got 20, and the other hand, I get another 10. Okay, so now let's see here. What are we going to do? At this point, I have to worry about how many decks are left, right? To figure out if we're splitting, if we're doubling, or, sorry guys, I'm paying attention to other things at the same time that I'm talking to you. If we're staying or if we're hitting. So, with there being about one deck left, it's a stay. So I stay on my 12. The dealer has a 2 up. Now I've got a total of $1,200 out there. Dealer has a 2 up, turns over a 10 underneath. So now he has a 12, just like me. So now that decision becomes even more amplified, right? And then flips over a 10 to bust. And that's a $2,400 swing on that card. So that was a really big deal. So now I wanted to know what the next card was going to be, and they wouldn't tell me. But it was the end of the shoe. They wouldn't tell me what the next card was. They hadn't pulled it out of the shoe yet. And I think the dealer did that on purpose because he wanted me to know. So he wanted to get permission to let me see what it would have been. But I colored up and I left. I cashed out a couple $1,000, and I came back around and I made sure that the pit boss was gone. And I walked up to the dealer and I said, "Do you know what it was?" And he said an 8. So that would have been terrible to. I would have pushed. I would have pushed the other one, and I would have busted the other one. So instead of making $1,200, I would have pushed 2 hands of a total of 900, and I would have lost 300. So that's a huge swing. I would have been minus 300 instead of plus 1,200 on that hand. So then I walked back around again. Now I don't know how I'm going to cash out my chips. I'm like, well, I guess I could take them with me, but I won't be back here for a long time, so I don't know what I want to do. So I walk around, I play 1 slot, end up ahead $6. So with the cashier, there were only 2 cashiers, one in training and another one. Now the other one was busy the first time I went up. So the cashier in training is on the end. So I hung around by the other tables waiting for her to be cleared up, the one by herself. And as soon as she was, I turned around and she waved to me to come over, and I cashed out the remaining money. So the high for the session was plus 1,200. So it was everything that I was about even then before that hand. And the low for the session was minus, I have it right here, it was minus 1,500. And so I ended up leaving ahead 1,200 on the blackjack, 25 on the slots, or 6 on the slots, and moving on right now to the next place. Already running behind, running late, but and now there's going to be rush hour traffic, so we'll see what happens. And I'll be back with you. Oh Lord, I got a lot of explaining to do here, guys. My gosh, so much stuff has happened since I talked to you. I was stuck in traffic in a 1 hour and 20-minute delay, just completely stuck, and finally it gave me the option of taking an exit to save 20 minutes. I took that, and I was able to get out of that traffic finally. I should have been home by now, just to give you an idea of how late it is. So I finally got through all that. I go to this casino, and I start looking at slots. Other people already here, and I make some mistakes on the slots and probably played something I shouldn't have played, and ended up losing $368 on the slots. Now, that's not the whole story. The whole story is no one ever plays blackjack here. No advantage player in their right mind plays blackjack here, because they cannot tolerate the big bets. They cannot tolerate it. They have surveillance keeping an eye on things. They have the pit bosses worried and biting their nails every second watching you play. With that in mind, something happened, and they made a huge mistake. And let me just explain to you what the ramifications of it are. I want you to understand what this means, okay? I buy in for $500 on a $50 table, and it is a terrible table. Lose it, 500 more, lose it, 500 more, shoe finally ends. We start the next shoe, we play through that, I'm hanging in there, I end up losing that third 500, buying in for a fourth 500, right? Now I'm in for 2,000, I get down to about $300, things start turning around, I get a couple nice doubles, and things start, getting better. By the time that shoe ends, I am ahead 500, exactly 500, because I asked her how many hands were left, and there was one hand left. I put a $200 hand out, and I ended up winning that one, and I had 500, right? I'm ahead 500, and I bought in for 2,000. All right, children, 2,000 plus 500 is how much? 2,500. See, you guys are very good. You guys could be advantage players, but you cannot be a pit boss or a dealer, because pit bosses and dealers are not as smart as you are. So I'm asking the pit boss. Okay, so when I gave her the 2,500, she stacked it. How are dealers supposed to stack chips? Anybody know? Supposed to stack them $100 chips in stacks of 20, okay? $25 chips in stacks of 4, $100 chips in stacks of 5 if there's under 20. So I had 25. So I should have had one stack of 20 and one stack of 5. Pretty easy. She did 4 stacks of 5 and one stack of 5 splashed in front of it. Then she takes out 9 $500 chips, and she says 2,500. And the pit boss looks at her and goes, "Yep, 2,500." I had asked, while she was in the middle of doing that, I asked the pit boss. I saw that she did it wrong. So I asked the pit boss. I said, "Am I in for 2,000 or 2,500? He says, 2,000, which I'm not supposed to tell you. But see, the pit boss is busy opening tables right now. There's 2 pit bosses. Both of them are opening new decks and opening new tables, and they were on the other side of the pit. I was spreading 50 to 500, and nobody gave a darn about it because they were on the other side of the pit." He comes over. She has the chips stacked, 2,500, 9 of the $500 chips. I asked him how much I'm in. He says 2,000, and he said, he looked at the table, he said, "Go ahead." And I was like Scooby-Doo running out of there. You know how Scooby-Doo and Shaggy would, like, they'd be like, and they'd run away? That's exactly what happened there. I go to the cashier, I cash out 2,000. Then I see 2 friends of mine. One of them I can trust more than another one. I ask him, "Hey, you got a minute? Can you meet me in the bathroom?" I walk to the bathroom. He walks there too. I give him 1,500 in chips. I ask him to cash them. He goes and cashes them. Comes back, gives them to me. And then I said, "I still have 1,000 left. Should I just go up there and just bite the bullet and do it?" He's like, "Give them to me." I'm like, "Okay." I give him the other 1,000. He goes up, cashes it for me. I gave him a couple bucks, thanked him, because he's broke and his phone is turned off. And I was out of there. So spreading from 50 to 500, I was ahead a total of 5 $500 chips, allegedly, which is $2,500. And then on the slots, I lost whatever I told you, 368. So plus 2,500 on the blackjack, minus 368 on the slots. Now let's talk about legality. Let's say I went to the cashier and I had 5 $500 chips and they paid me $4,500 and I took it. What would happen then? At that point, that's a crime because you stole money. Okay? Now, you go to the cashier, or you go to the dealer, and you have a $100 hand that pushes and they pay you. Are you liable? No. The dealer is responsible for the chips. When you color up and they overpay you, are you responsible? No. They and the pit boss are responsible for the chips. Now, the ramifications for me are probably going to be nothing because I don't think they noticed. I still don't think they did because they would have caught up with me. I was in the casino for another half hour. So I don't think they have any clue about it. But I'm still going to not play blackjack there for a little while. And I've never seen this dealer or this pit boss, so I don't know if I'll see them again because I don't play blackjack there very often. But hey, I needed that pick-me-up, and I got it, and here we are. So right now I am heading toward home. And from what I understand, there's a football game tonight, and the family is going to be there. I'm going to meet them over there and either watch the rest of the game or take some of the kids home while some of them watch the game. And I'll be back to update you shortly. Alright guys, I am back. I just finished making my plans for this weekend about where I'm going to go, what I'm going to do, and I'm actually going to meet another Advantage player Sunday night. So that's going on. But I just wanted to touch on this one more time here and just explain that legally I'm good as far as what happened, but also legally the casino can refuse business to anyone, right? It can refuse their facility to anyone. So next time I go in there, they could say, hey, you're banned from here, and they might give me a choice of giving back the money or being banned, in which case I would probably be banned. But we'll see what happens. So I think everything is okay. I don't think they had any clue what was going on, because they don't know how to add and they don't know how to stack chips properly. So anyway, I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back. So I've been listening to podcasts, watching some videos, doing all kinds of stuff here on my drive, and something just hit me. You have all these people online that do all this betting of all this money and with all these millions of views and clicks and all that stuff, and most of them bet less than I bet every day, than most of the full-time card counters bet every day. And it's something that I think is an important point between a card counter and a slot player who's educated and intelligent and knows how to make money. We put a lot of volume into those casinos, and we take a lot of risk, and the amount of reward that we get is so minuscule, and the amount of recognition that we get is pretty much zero. And that's a big deal, because we keep on going, and we have days like I had today, and I can't wait to get over this downturn, man. But we have days like I had today, and we keep on going. We come back and we hit again and again and again, and then we break through and we get to a new all-time high, and we keep busting and we keep working hard and we keep moving up, we keep leveling up, we keep getting better, and eventually we get to another new all-time high. And that's what we do. And we don't do it for the recognition, we don't do it for the praise, we do it for the money, we do it for the challenge. And I think that's a big deal, and I think that's pretty cool of us, that our group of people use our brain to make money, and we supersede all the money that these people are making at their dumb jobs. Imagine these dealers who are dealing, they're trying to add up 17 or 18 or 19, and you're keeping track of how much it is, and the running count, and the true count, and the deviations, and you're doing all that in your head, and they don't see that. They don't have a clue. They're busy with their stupid small talk, and they're busy with their just trying to add up what's on the board. And I don't know if I mentioned it earlier or not, but I had a lot of dealers today make a lot of mistakes, multiple mistakes. One dealer made multiple mistakes, and all of them were bad for the player. All of them were taking money from the player. Thousands of dollars worth of money would have been gone if we didn't pay attention, if the table didn't pay attention, if I didn't pay attention. Thousands of dollars would have disappeared. They already have an advantage. And if you're not paying attention and you don't know what Ace-7 adds up to versus 2-2-4-10, that's a push, then you're going to lose a lot of money. And if your hourly is $30 or $50 or $75 and you're losing $100 on one hand, then you're at negative EV. But anyway, I wanted to say I am proud of all of us. We all work hard. We ask good questions. We help each other. We work together. We are a good community. And I am very proud of the community that we built here. There are a lot of good people that do this full time. And some of them started because of this podcast. And I'm proud of you for working hard and for doing the right thing. And I urge you to hang in there, like I'm urging myself to hang in there, because right now I'm going through some tough times, and I am going to hang in there, and I am going to get to a new all-time high. I'm going to stand on top of that next mountain, and I'm going to look towards the next bigger mountain, and I'm going to prepare to climb that mountain. So anyway, that's what's going on right now, my peoples. I left home. It was the clear skies, nice day. We ran into rain and thunder and bad traffic and being shooed away from a casino because we didn't give them the ID. Then we took a big drop, and then more bad weather, more construction, all this bad stuff going on, and we chipped away and we chipped away, and we played poker, and we played slots, and we played blackjack, and we did everything, and we put everything on the line, and we left it all on the field. And I'm proud of what we did. And now I'm coming home, and it's cloudy, and it's dark outside. The sun's already down, and it's back down to 60 degrees again. And we're getting ready for Sunday. So I'm going to take a day off tomorrow, Sunday morning, going to church, hanging out with the family, and then we're going at it Sunday. And then I'm thinking it's probably a bad time for me to do this, but I was going to start my fast on Sunday night. Since I'm going to be out and I'm going to be awake for like 16 hours driving and doing things, I don't know if I should start it then or not. I'm going to consider it, and I'll let you know. But for now, I hope everyone has a good night and good variance. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.